You might be interested to know that psychology studies have shown that negative and intense emotions have actually been proven to narrow our cognitive focus. Now, there's an evolutionary reason for that. So for example, in our caveman days, if there was a lion or a snake about to attack us, we actually want to see nothing but that snake. And from a fight or flight standpoint, we need to get out of it. So we're hardwired to actually narrow our cognitive focus when we're in the midst of something negative. And so what we want to do instead then is when we realize we're in that kind of myopically negative focus on ourselves, we want to deliberately give ourselves a pep talk. You can ask somebody else, or you can be prepared to do it for yourself. And I would encourage you to have one on hand and ready to go for yourself. You might think about 5 past accomplishments or 5 strengths. It could be physical, personality, killer projects, anything. I would encourage you to memorize them and, keep them available. It's important though that they must be true. So this is different from like positive affirmations, where you might be saying like something like, I'm, the very, very, very best, in the world, and I'm perfect just the way I am, and all these things that might feel a little bit over the top. We actually want to have things, that are just absolutely 100% factually true. Like, I aced this test, or, I have, I won that race or whatever. You want to just have nice fact-based accomplishments on tap for yourself. It's kind of similar that, when I was in graduate school, I had some really hard years. It's like 5 or 6 years in a PhD program, and some of them are pretty rough. And what I did to get myself through some hard times sometimes is I actually kept a file of all of the letters of recommendation that professors had written me to help me get into school. And whenever I was feeling low or dejected, I would just read those letters of recommendation, and that would help me to kind of feel a little bit better.